Hello, gorgeous Taurus, and welcome to my channel, Green Lion Goddess. Thank you for joining me today. We are doing a weekly reading for you guys. This is a general reading and using the mythic tarot cards, so based on stories of the Greek myths. So, what can we get for Taurus this week? What can we get for you? Whoa, okay. It's been a bit of a week of the Tower card, so don't worry too much. A lot of other people and signs are going to be going through this as well. The Tower card, this is the god Poseidon of the sea, god of the sea. And he's basically, I think this is really positive actually for you guys, coupled with the Three of Wands. So when the Tower energy comes in, it's breaking down old forms. It's removing things from our life that no longer serve us. And that can sometimes feel quite disruptive depending on how you react and how attached you are to the old ways of being. Now, the Three of Wands coming in though, the Three of Wands is about completion and initial success of a creative idea or of a business idea, an opportunity, but something you've achieved initial success with. And so I think what's going to happen is that this initial success, the tower, coupled with the Tower card, I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes to your career and finance and the direction, what you're heading in terms of your passion and your drive and what inspires you in life. So I feel like there's going to be big changes. So it might be a career change, it could be changing job, but there's definitely changes coming in with what it could be study as well. I just got study, changes in the path of study. So I feel like moving towards the Three of Wands from the Tower is extremely positive. So whatever changes are coming in, they're leading to success, okay? And that's what you need to know. And success in terms of your own ideas, your creative ventures, in terms of, and it could be something that's making money as well. So I'm just going to have a look at this a bit closer, this card. It may feel like it may feel a little bit like, because I'm just drawn to these little houses in the distance, it may still feel like it's in the distance. It may feel like, because this is Jason, I can't point, this is Jason, and he's got his back turned. He's facing and looking at the fire, which might actually be the result of the Tower card, all stirred up and the fire, sparking the fire within. But what's happening in the background is these new structures are coming in, these new foundations, but it's almost like they're at a distance. He can't see them yet. So it might be that you still can't quite see that the new coming in, you can't see the new opportunities, even though it's there. It's there. So for some of you, it will be more obvious than others. But yeah, it's interesting. I feel like your attention is elsewhere. And so you're not noticing that these other things are growing in your life, that there's other things, the new structure. You're only kind of focused on what's in front of you. And there's something else happening at another level in your life that's growing and building. So that you're not paying attention to. And the Three of Cups coming in, this is the card of love, celebration in love. So maybe what you're not paying attention to is your heart, your relationship. Maybe that's what, I mean, either way, this is really positive. We've got 2 threes coming in. So it's almost like it's not the 2. So it's not just a totally new idea that has only just started. The 3s are kind of like, it started and it's reached a stage, an initial level of completion or success. But when you're still in the midst of the Tower card, I feel like you're kind of further along than what you think, is what I'm getting with the Tower card. It feels like that Tower energy is still over you, those big those changes, and you can't quite see clearly that you've moved from the 2 to the 3, that you're not just in that beginning phase, you're actually in the next phase. So, and that can be to do with relationship and career, because we've got the Three of Cups here. So it could be to do with the fact that while all this is happening, perhaps your relationship is solidifying, and that's what you're not noticing. So things are solidifying and growing in your life, but yeah, it's like you're kind of eyes on the prize. That's what I got for this. Eyes on the prize. He's looking at the crown. He's looking at his authority. He's looking at his ego. He's looking at his status. His eyes are on the prize, but what he's not noticing is that his relationships are flourishing and blossoming. New relationships flourishing and blossoming in your life, Taurus. Okay, so it's really positive. But I feel like it's almost like with all these big changes, I just keep talking about these cards, with all these big changes coming through, and it's almost like you need to have something to focus on, otherwise it'll feel like everything's in disarray. It feels you need to know that there's something you're going to. And so you're focused on the crown. The crown. So Jason's eyes are on the crown. So, but yeah, it's almost like holding on amidst the chaos. So we have here the Lover's card. So this is a major arcana, along with the Tower card. And Aphrodite, the goddess of love, is coming in. Now, interesting that we had, your relationships are flourishing and you're kind of paying more attention to money, status, career, projects, not necessarily noticing that things and relationships around you are starting to flourish. And then when the Lover's card comes in, there's choices to be made all of a sudden. All of a sudden, there's choices in love to be made. Choices in relationship. That suddenly, it's like, oh, I've got more people interested in me, or I've got more options, or I've got friends, or I've got, and it's not so much, I'm not getting so much a choice as in not as in you have to choose one over the other. I'm getting that there's options, that you're like, oh, I could go with that group of friends, oh, I've got that, and now I've got this group that, I'm just kind of going, oh, this has kind of grown in my life, and now I've got all these other things I can be doing, on people I can be connecting with. It could be that you have more than one person that is interested in you, but there's choices, there's more options rather than choice. And so with the Four of Cups coming through, this is about your emotions. The cups are about water and about your emotions. It's about the foundations of your emotions. Okay, and it's like you get to a stage, you've moved from the 3 and moved up to the 4, where 3 is like, you've received some initial success, initial foundations, some things are flourished, and then in the 4 of Cups, it's solidified. So it might be some relationships have really kind of quite quickly solidified into something that is quite stable in your life, that actually is something that you were just like, I wasn't expecting that. And with the 4 of Cups, it's also got this sense of, did that happen a little bit too fast? Is that relationship happen a bit too fast? Did it come in too fast? And is there something wrong with this? Like, what? It's almost like questioning it happened too quickly. Is it too good to be true? And just wondering I keep getting that you're not you're not quite ready or present with the energy that's happening. You are present, but you're just like, oh, well, here I am now. Like, what am I doing here? It's not like you have foresight and you can see where you're going. You're just kind of like, oh, now I've got really good, now I've got this, and now I've got that, and now I can see this. And it's almost like you're just seeing it as it's happening, is what I'm saying. So you kind of get into a space with your relationships where you're like, suddenly, you might be living with someone new, or you might be in a new relationship that moved quite quickly, or a group of people or a workplace, and suddenly you're one of the main people, and you're like, how did that happen? I've only known them for like a week. So things are solidifying quite fast. So the old structures are leaving, and the new is actually building quite fast, and becoming quite solid and strong. These new things that are coming in that are good for you. So it's a strengthening, it's a solidification of this new energy coming in, which is really, really positive for you guys, Taurus. So I And I feel really positive on a relationship level as well, like because we've got the cups coming through, so it's flourishing relationships for you, new found emotional foundations. I just feel like these new structures are coming in super fast. What can we get for Taurus? I'm going to pull one last card for you guys, a final card from the soul or the up above, the divine energies, whatever it is that you see that as. What can we get for Taurus? Just as a final parting message, maybe a clarifier about this situation that they're finding themselves in. But yeah, it's good though. I feel like the foundations are solid. These things that are coming in that are serving your good, your greater good, coming in quite fast, and they feel solid and good. And it's just a matter of looking around and going, what's going on? You're questioning it because it's happening so fast, and it seems quite stable. What can we get for Taurus? Oh, okay. Oh, Six of Cups. We're still on the cups, so it's all around your emotions and heart and love. The Six of Cups, message from up above. So this card is about knowing what you love. So what I'm getting is looking back at the past, because it's quite a nostalgic card, the Six of Cups. So I'm really drawn to the fact that she's holding the flowers, the narcissus flowers in her hand, almost like thinking wistfully of the past. So it's about, but she's got the past in one hand and the future in the other. The past is represented by the flowers. This is just what I'm getting. And the cup is the future. So she's gazing at the cup. The cup is closer to her. Okay? She's closer to the present and the future, the new that's coming in, that is for her greater good. And the flowers are like the Tower card, the structures that were no longer serving her. And so is able to be in this position then to be detached, to be able to be more connected to the good things coming in your life, and to be able to acknowledge those old structures. And they were good. Like there's this nostalgia for it. To be able to still see it clearly in front of you, but not be particularly attached to it. She looks like she could easily drop those flowers and they just fall. And they just fall into the ocean or onto the rocks. And so it's been able to have this sense of non-attachment to it, and to be able to still see clearly and acknowledge it, the past and the good things of the past. What was good about the past, but really holding closer to you this cup of the present, this emotional opportunity and these new foundations and these new things that are good for you. So holding that closer to you and understanding that's where you're at now. So that's the message, Taurus, from your soul. And I think it sounds, it's hard to deal with that tower energy, but I feel like it's just moving very fast from your life. It's moving quite quickly. So I don't think it's going to be that disruptive for you. And I feel like there's an opportunity to be in quite a nice space around that by the end of the week. The soul is kind of saying, yes, you can get in this nice detached space. So I hope that you have a great week, Taurus. And if you'd like to hear more, please subscribe, because I will be uploading these at the same time each week, or like or leave a comment. And if not, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.